First of all, I apologize.
This is a very apologetic Evan Sapio today, a very different person than the one millions of people have now seen online. That's the 18-year-old UAlbany freshman in the black hooded sweatshirt, pushing a Nissan Maxima into the center of Hudson Avenue amid a mob of partying students during a riot this past Saturday morning, a riot that had begun as the annual St. Patty's Eggs and Kegs party. Today, Evan issued an apology to the car owner.
I would never, ever do that if I was in my right mind.
When you look at that video, do you see who you really think you are, or who
Not
do you see?
at all. When I first saw that, I didn't believe that it was me, you know? I just saw it, and I freaked out. My heart was pounding.
It was this cell phone video that quickly went viral, along with hundreds of others, that now has Evan and dozens of other students facing charges. Yesterday, Albany police releasing these photos online. That is when Evan's own mother saw her son online. He quickly decided to turn himself in.
There's a clear shot of me. You know, I'm not going to just hide. While this video is getting 250,000 hits, everybody's seeing me. You know, it's going to happen. I would say come forward, because they have pictures and there's videos, and especially if you live on campus, like they're gonna eventually find out who you are. Just, you know, come forward with it.
And that is why Evan is encouraging all the other people who are involved in that melee to turn themselves in. Now, it is an important point to point out that Evan did not take part in some of the most destructive behavior that day. He did push the car out into the street, but then he walked away. But for those actions, he now faces 2 felony charges, plus possible expulsion from UAlbany. He has also embarrassed his family very much. Today I met his mother. His father is the executive editor of the New York Daily News, which just published an editorial chastising university officials for their students' actions.
These riots in Albany have been getting a lot of attention, especially from police trying to find everyone involved and bring them to justice. The YouTube videos put a lot of faces at the scene of the crime, but who could be in trouble for what? Joining us now to discuss some of the charges partygoers could be facing is attorney Michael Macomber, and thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
So why do we think that kid chose to turn himself in?
One of the reasons he most likely chose to turn himself in is he probably spoke to an attorney in advance, and it usually looks very favorably when you turn yourself in. It shows remorse, and I think, as we saw in his interview earlier, he feels bad for what he did. He, you know, doesn't realize what happened at the time, and now in retrospect he's looking back and he feels sorry. And that's something that can play into any possible sentences he may face in the future. The courts will consider that in any punishments he may have.
Make it a plea deal. And even the fact that he's doing interviews, do you think the attorneys are helping sort of coordinate what will look favorable upon the court?
They may be doing that. There may be some involvement there. I think the biggest part is that he does seem genuinely remorseful for his actions, and he did come forward to do, you know, to address that.
Okay, now there are a lot of kids on these videos as we're looking at them right now. Some of them are just watching. Some of them are egging him on, as you can see, taking pictures, yelling. Are any of them liable or responsible?
I think the biggest concern is going to be the individuals you see actually participating in the actions that are going on, the rioting. The individuals that are standing by and watching or not participating, they don't really need to worry as much, but they may be approached by police department for questioning or anything like that in the hopes of identifying some of these other individuals that were involved.
Those are the ones they're going after. Is the video enough for the police department? Or obviously they're handing out flyers, so they're looking for witnesses, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And so what else will they need? Will the video be enough?
The video may not be enough. They're always going to look for as much evidence as possible. The district attorney's office is going to want to have an open and shut case, and so they're going to want to hope and find possible witnesses, anyone else that can help, you know, seal up the case. So one of the reasons they're asking for participation from the other, you know, students that were there, or anyone else who may have witnessed things, is that they want to find as much evidence as possible.
Okay, so the police are going door to door, as we've talked about.
Yes.
Do you think that they're going to end up getting all 40 kids? Does something like this, do you end up saying, well, I've got as many as I can get, or do they go for it?
I think that's a decision that's going to come out of the district attorney's office. I think they seem to be very zealous in stopping this action. Obviously, the community's concerned, and I think you have a lot of concern from the student body as well as the school itself in making sure this doesn't happen. All of those factors are going to impact the district attorney's office and how far they actually push this.
And had there not been cell phones and cell phone videos, we wouldn't know any of these names or faces.
That's true.
All right. Thank you so much, Michael Macomber, for joining us. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.